This is Joyce. She is nursing her newborn, a tiny infant just 2 days old, cradled tenderly against her chest. This is her third child. Her firstborn and second are both females, but this precious new arrival is a son, and he is beautiful beyond measure. The eldest daughter is Juvie, now growing into independence, learning to navigate the world without constant maternal care. The second daughter is Jessie, still young enough to require her mother's watchful eye, yet old enough to begin exploring on her own. And now there is JONY, fragile, helpless, entirely dependent on Joyce for his very survival. 3 children, each at a different stage of life. 3 hearts that beat under Joyce's devoted care. Joyce rests upon the soft grass, her newborn suckling peacefully. The morning light filters through the canopy, casting dappled shadows across her gentle face. For a moment, all is calm, but the forest is never truly still. A member of the troop, a long-tailed monkey, approaches, its movements stealthy, its intentions uncertain. Joyce's instincts flare instantly. She does not wait to discover whether this visitor brings friendship or threat. Gathering JONY close, she rises and moves swiftly away, seeking refuge in another location. Safety is paramount. For a mother with a newborn, distance from others is not isolation. It is protection. this new sanctuary, Joyce settles once more. Little JONY, now fully fed, begins to stir from his slumber. His tiny eyes flutter open, adjusting to the world beyond his mother's warmth. He blinks, unfocused at first, then slowly begins to gaze at his surroundings. The world is vast and strange. Leaves rustle above. Light dances across the ground, and unfamiliar sounds drift through the air. JONY tries to take it all in, but his body is still too weak, too undeveloped to move on his own. He can only watch, his eyes tracing the shapes and shadows around him. This is his first glimpse of the world he has entered, a world he will one day learn to navigate. Juvie and Jessie have not wandered far. They draw close to their mother, settling beside her with quiet reverence, their eyes fixed upon their new baby brother. They are curious, gentle, eager to welcome this tiny creature into their family. Jessie reaches out, her small hand brushing against JONY's fur, a gesture of acceptance and love. She chatters softly, her voice a melodic murmur, as if introducing herself and assuring him that he is safe, that he is loved, that he belongs. And little JONY responds. He stirs, lifting his head from his mother's chest, his eyes searching toward his sisters. There is a yearning in his gaze, a desire to rise, to move, to join them. But his body refuses. He cannot yet stand. He cannot yet walk. All he can do is look, his heart reaching out even as his limbs remain still. Joyce understands that learning must begin early. Gently, she guides her little one, encouraging him to understand the world beyond his nest. She places his tiny hands upon the rough surface of a rock, inviting him to feel its texture, its hardness, its reality. But Johnny's hands do not yet obey. He cannot grip, he cannot push. Fear flickers in his eyes, a brief, sharp panic at this strange new experience. He does not understand that this is simply the first step, the very beginning of his journey toward independence. Joyce does not let go. She holds him steady, her presence a constant reassurance. When his fear grows too great, she lifts him gently, cradling him once more against her chest, and moves to a new resting place. She is patient. She knows that growth cannot be rushed. The weight of motherhood presses upon Joyce. She is tired deeply, profoundly tired. Raising a newborn alone, watching over him with unceasing vigilance, drains her strength day by day. She needs rest, even if only for a moment. She settles quietly, her body relaxing into the grass. Juvie and Jessie sense their mother's exhaustion. They draw close, settling beside her in silent companionship, their presence a comfort. Together they rest, a small family united in stillness. Juvie, the eldest, has entered a new phase of life. Her mother's attention now belongs primarily to the newborn, and Juvie must accept this shift with grace. She no longer receives the same cradling care she once knew. The days of constant nursing, of being the center of her mother's world, have passed. Now Juvie must learn to fend for herself. She must find her own food, navigate her own paths, and face her own challenges. This is not abandonment, it is the natural order of things. But more than that, Juvie carries a new responsibility. She is the eldest, and in time she will help care for her younger siblings. She will guide them, protect them, and teach them what she has learned. Juvie is becoming not just independent, but a protector. Jessie, the second child, is also navigating change. She remembers a time when her mother's arms were always open, when she could nurse whenever she wished, when her mother's attention was focused entirely upon her. Those days are over now. Her mother's time is consumed by little Johnny. Jessie must learn to stand on her own, to find her own food, to build her own life. It is difficult, this sudden shift in the family dynamic, but Jessie is resilient. She stays close to Juvie, watching her sister, learning from her example. Together, the two sisters navigate their new reality, no longer the center of attention, but still deeply loved. They are learning what it means to grow up. Joyce has rested. Johnny has nursed. But the tranquility is interrupted as more troop members approach, their presence drawing closer, their curiosity stirring the peace. The atmosphere grows chaotic, filled with calls and movements. Instinct takes over. Joyce gathers her newborn and moves swiftly away, seeking a quiet corner where she can sit in solitude. This is her ritual, the sacred habit of every mother who has just given birth. She must sit apart from the others, must maintain distance, must protect her fragile child. In monkey society, even close friends can become threats. A playful gesture can turn dangerous. A curious touch can cause harm. Joyce understands this truth deeply. She knows that separation is safety. She will not risk her baby's life for the comfort of companionship. Juvie and Jessie remain nearby today, never straying far from their mother's side. They play with friends close at hand, their voices rising in youthful chatter, and little Johnny watches them, his eyes bright with longing. He wants to walk. He wants to join them. The desire burns within him, fierce and urgent. Joyce senses this yearning. She lifts him gently, placing him upon a flat stone, encouraging him to stand. His tiny legs tremble. His body sways. But she does not let go. Her hands remain steady, ready to catch him should he falter. She allows him only this small taste of standing, this brief experiment in balance. She will not risk a fall, an injury, a tragedy. Progress must be slow. Safety must come first. Joyce does not remain in any single place for long. She moves constantly, carrying Johnny from spot to spot, walking carefully through the forest. These journeys serve multiple purposes. They provide exercise, rebuilding her strength after the rigors of childbirth. They allow her to forage, searching for insects and tender grasses that serve as both food and natural medicine. These special plants help her body recover, restoring her vitality so she can continue to care for her children. Each step is a step toward healing. Each journey is a gift to herself and to her growing family. Joyce has arrived at a place of breathtaking beauty, a lush meadow stretching beside calm waters. The grass is green and soft beneath her feet. She places Johnny gently upon the ground. his small body resting against the earth. Her eyes catch movement in the grass, a reptile, hidden and unsuspecting. She freezes, her hunter's instincts awakening. Slowly, carefully, she prepares to catch it, to turn it into food. Meanwhile, little Johnny lies upon the grass. He has not clung to his mother's chest. His hands are free, his body relaxed. And when he wakes from his brief rest, he begins to move, pushing up with his tiny arms, straining to stand. Seeing this opportunity, Joyce rises. She moves a short distance away, giving Johnny space to attempt his first steps alone. Juvie rushes over, her heart swelling with excitement at her brother's progress. But when Johnny's efforts falter, when fear creeps into his eyes, Joyce is there. She scoops him up instantly, holding him close, soothing his trembling heart. There will be time for walking. There will be time for independence. For now, he needs only to feel safe.